David, man, it seems like it's been forever.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Good scheduling.
Yeah. So adult scheduling can bite my shiny metal rear end since we're not a minute and a half in yet.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Keeping
So
it clean for you, folks. Stick around.
yeah, the spicy stuff drops after
Mm-hmm.
about the 2 minute mark.
Geek Drizzle After Dark.
Ooh,
Saucy.
super spice. All right. But yeah, so things going good in your world, man?
Yeah, yeah. Things are good. All things are great. I had I was gonna hit you with this, and then I lost most of the goo behind it. But do you ever think about the fact that the brain is kind of the creature?
Yeah, yeah.
Because like, brain does a lot of funky stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just driving the suit for one.
I mean, we are kind of mechs. Yeah.
Hmm. But like once you pop that top off, like we're kind of just a. So all the stuff is up here.
Yeah, yeah. So, did you did you watch the like 2000s ish era Ninja Turtle series?
Very little. I think I dabbled a bit.
Okay, so um eventually Baxter Stockman just became like he pissed Shredder off so many times that Shredder just plucked his brain out and stuck it in a tank.
Oh, I think I.
and and then he kind of drove the tank around after that. And I didn't think anything, and like I was just like, I mean, that kind of makes sense,
Mm-hmm.
but like philosophically, like
Mm-hmm.
that never really hit me
Mm-hmm.
that that's all he is.
That's one of the thoughts that kept me up this morning because I work third shift and I was trying to go to sleep with the daylight on,
Oh,
and I was just laying there thinking like, well, that chunk of gray matter up there is kind of what makes us act the way we do.
yeah.
It makes us do all of it, really.
And what's really weird is you can lose part of it and still be.
Yeah.
So like
There's a lot. It's just taking up a lot of real estate where we could, like, you could keep your snacks in there. I'm just saying, there's got to be better uses.
Just let me cut out the portion that
All I'm
does
saying,
manners or some shit and
right?
replace that with. Oh Lord, I hope that. Okay, good. We're after 2 minutes.
All right. No, I was just thinking, like, don't get me wrong. If I could use more of it, obviously that couldn't hurt.
Right.
But if I'm not using it, like,
Yeah.
does this spark joy? We might
Yeah.
have to cut that.
No, it's fine.
It's fine. Well,
Uh, um, but yeah, I mean, if we could consolidate like the 10, 15, whatever percent it is that we actually use into like one tiny little portion and then
right.
just kind of add in a little trunk.
Yeah. Just a
Um,
bonnet on the front.
yeah, or just like a little like a hatch.
Yeah.
Um, I would be really down with that. I could keep like,
You could be your own purse.
yeah,
I mean, I don't carry a purse, but I wouldn't need all these pockets
right.
if I just had brain purse.
Like you would never lose your wallet that way. Like,
No,
what are you gonna do?
absolutely not.
Pickpocket my forehead?
Right. I'm gonna see you coming
Yeah.
because it's real close to my eyes.
Oh yeah. Like
So,
for sure. So
watch any good movies lately?
so I'm actually halfway through I'm actually halfway through Day Shift on Netflix right now.
Fill me in.
So it's Jamie Foxx. I don't know
Okay.
if you know who he is.
I do know.
He like I couldn't have put a name to a face, but I was like, I know that guy.
Right. All the actors.
Yeah.
You hear their names and you know his face.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But anyway, no. So basically, he hunts vampires.
Okay.
It's a kind of a vampire hunting comedy.
Okay.
A little bit. so far kind of buddy cop,
Mm,
just a touch.
we saw that coming.
Yeah. Um, but basically, he's trying to be a dad, and he hunts vampires and needs some cash, and has a real problem with authority.
Mm-hmm.
But in a kind of a funny way.
All right.
Also,
Awesome.
Snoop Dogg makes the one of the top 10 best cameos, I think. That's actually, he's in several scenes
Okay.
so far, so I don't know. Like, it's not a huge part, but it's too big to be a cameo, quote unquote.
Okay.
But anyway, it's a look I never thought I'd see Snoop Dogg have. So
Okay.
that alone is worth watching, like the first 30 minutes.
Fair enough. I'm scoping it out. Put me on.
I'm hoping to see Black Adam soon.
Yeah, that one does look good. I'm not a
Trying.
huge DC universe fan, but that one does look
Yeah.
good.
Honestly, I'd be lying if I said it wasn't mostly just because I want to see The Rock like lightning people.
Mm-hmm.
um, but I'm trying to get a buddy of mine to where we can go see it before he has to go back on the riverboat.
Mm.
So trying to set that up.
Very cool.
Watched Dunkirk recently.
I have no idea what that is either.
World War II.
Okay.
It was so basically it was the story of how the British evacuated like most of their army off a beach.
Okay.
It was pretty cool. But what about you?
No. No, I haven't. I haven't watched much lately, I guess. When I do get the notion to sit down and put the boob tube on, it's been Death Note lately, actually.
The live action or the
No,
anime? Oh, okay.
the anime. The yeah.
The actual god of the new world.
Right. I've been
Not these posers.
I've not been a huge anime fan. I'm still not, I like it, but I figured if I was gonna watch some, then I should definitely reach back to like some of the foundational
Yeah.
series that, excuse me, kind of made it what it is today. So I'm
Oh, yeah.
a few episodes into that, like 12, something
Right
like
on.
that.
Man, Death Note is a trip.
Yeah,
You watching the dub or the sub?
the dub.
Okay.
I can't.
It
It's after work. I don't have time to read TV.
Yeah, that's fair. Death Note's one of the few that I'm just like, watch the dub. And it's not because the sub's bad or
Mhm.
the dub is necessarily better,
Mhm.
but I feel like Death Note is best watched in a language that you are fluent in.
Mhm.
Simply just because there's so much going on, there's so much subtext, there's
Mhm.
just so much stuff.
I do have the subtitles on because usually I've got Finley, and she's you know, she's loud sometimes.
Yeah, I woke her up the other day. I heard.
She sleeps most of the day anyway.
I mean,
She can get back to it.
she's kind of a cat
Yeah, basically. But with less claws, slightly.
and less shedding.
Yeah, that too. That helps.
Yeah.
Um, oh, but I have the subtitles on so that in case I need to read the TV, I can.
Right.
The hilarious bit is that, I mean, they get the same message across, but the words that are being spoken are not the words that are put on screen.
Yeah.
They just phrase it differently, and I'm like, why did you take the time? You listened in English.
Right. Yeah.
To figure out what to type here. So
Yeah. Part of me feels like they fed the possibly a demo transcript or something through like some sort of I don't know what
voice to text.
voice to text or some sort of like they copied and pasted an old like a beta script or something.
Fair enough.
Otherwise I don't know how you would make that mistake.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
But also though I'm not really familiar with how like subtitles are transcribed.
Yeah,
So maybe
neither.
there's
a guy that is though, or a girl somewhere, or person, and they get paid
yeah.
probably really good money.
I hope it's really good.
Yeah, I hope it is too. I need to get a side gig like that. I've been thinking that lately
Yeah.
too.
For real.
Yeah, something I can do at home that pays $4,000 a week.
Oh, yeah.
Jump change, side cash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll sort of fuel your Yu-Gi-Oh habit.
Well, yeah, and life habit.
Right.
I keep doing it. I keep waking up, and breathing, and I'm like,
Mm,
you know, yeah. I mean, I'm kind of stuck with it, so let's make the best.
fair.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so what's like what's your favorite movie? Like what's like your top? I don't know, five.
Oh man, the goofiest thing is that the one movie that comes to the top of my head whenever you ask that question is Big Daddy, Adam
Big.
Sandler.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That movie came out when I was like 8, and
Mm-hmm.
I think I got it for Christmas. And
Mm-hmm.
then it's just, 24-ish years later, it still holds up. It's still one of my favorites. I don't know why.
So I'm not. And you can all hate me and judge me.
Uh,
I've actually not seen that one.
Oof.
I've seen. It's not that I don't watch Adam Sandler movies because I've seen several, but I just haven't seen that one.
It was definitely a time when he was like venturing away slightly from the slapstick of like Happy Gilmore and
Yeah. See, saw Happy Gilmore.
right. Oh, it's a great movie, but he was growing up and like getting married and stuff.
Right.
His wife's in the movie. His wife's actually in a lot of his movies.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, no, it's funny, but it definitely sends a somewhat wholesome message.
Right. It was
Towards the end of the
definitely
movie.
post kind of his grow up moment.
Right, right.
Moment. Well, yeah, there wasn't a
Right.
definitive one, but
Yeah.
phase.
But man, it's crazy that you haven't saw that. You are a '90s kid.
Yeah. I think. Yeah, I honestly don't know how I missed that one.
Mhm.
Like, I don't have an explanation or like an excuse.
Oh, it's a good watch. It's definitely a good watch.
I'll have to stick it on my list of things to
It's
get
real.
to.
I mean, it's not the best movie you've ever seen in your life, but it's one of my favorite movies for sure of all time.
You don't know that. I've seen The Beast of Bray Road.
Ooh.
The
I
you
mean,
know
there's definitely more production value than what you made that sound like in Big Daddy. So.
man, it's so bad.
Oh, speaking of that, Beast of Bray Road. Yeah, I've had people asking me about what's the next episode in the
Oh,
Halloween
excellent,
special. So
excellent.
that's pretty dope.
That is really cool.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I mean, it's just some guys I know from work, but they're intrigued at least a little
Excellent, excellent.
bit. Yep.
We are recording this a little bit before all the numbers are in, but
Right.
and everything, but hopefully it's a success.
Mhm.
Uh, but yeah, man. So my favorite, if I had to pick just a single favorite movie,
Mhm.
it's also a '90s movie.
They just made them different back
Yeah,
then.
they really did.
Yeah.
Space Jam.
Fuck yeah. I love Space Jam.
So good.
Mm-hmm.
That movie encapsulates the '90s perfectly to a T. There's so much neon,
Mhm.
weird like celebrity choices, product placements.
And live action and animation at
Yep.
the same time.
Just like and then just a touch of weird sexualization that didn't have to be there.
Yeah. But it was the 90s.
It was the '90s, and that was like I said, everything that was the '90s is in that movie.
Yep. That's 1,000% true.
Honestly,
Have you seen the new one?
yeah, I have.
Have you?
Mm-hmm.
And
Not nearly as bad as it could have been.
okay, that's good news.
LeBron. So don't get me wrong, Michael Jordan not winning any Academy Awards or anything like that for acting.
Right.
But
He was Michael Jordan.
he was Michael Jordan. He did a pretty okay job for somebody who wasn't an actor.
Right.
LeBron James cannot act.
Oh.
He can't just can't. He is. I'm pretty he's the he's male Megan Stewart. Kristen Stewart. Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Okay. Megan.
Different.
You were thinking
Megan Fox. Yeah. No, she has more than one facial expression.
That's true.
LeBron doesn't.
Oh.
But aside from that, the premise of the movie it doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Neither did the original.
Right.
But
they made us love it back then.
They made us right. Like it's I don't know. It's just it's weird. I'm not gonna spoil the whole thing, but like the idea of getting just magically digitized um into into like the computer verse,
Oh
just
wow.
because the server's AI decided it should happen. Like there was no build up to
Right.
like we've got this magic device.
Right.
It was just, hey, we can take a scan of your body, and somehow that went from we can make a 3D model of you to
Mhm.
now you're mine.
Michael Jordan fell down a hole on a golf
Yeah,
course.
yeah,
So
he fell down a hole on a golf course.
right. I mean, it's Looney Tunes, so that could happen.
Yeah,
But yeah.
yeah, like that. Like I would, and it's probably the nostalgia factor
Sure.
of, I loved it when I was a kid.
Mhm.
I'll like it could be the worst, in factually the worst movie, and I'll fight you about it to
Mhm.
the death.
Right.
But I feel like, you know, a being that can survive dynamite reached up and grabbed you and pulled you to their universe
Believable.
versus,
Yeah, that could happen on a
rogue
Tuesday.
server
Yeah.
AI. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, it felt very contrived,
Mhm.
a little bit forced, but all in all, it was actually reasonably enjoyable.
Okay. Enough
So
to get this generation hooked,
yeah,
you think?
like I'd give it a 5 out of 10.
Wow. Okay. Yeah,
Um,
not bad for a bad movie.
yeah.
Yeah.
It I might even watch it again someday.
Fair enough.
Uh, but now Space Jam.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I've seen Space Jam, and I will watch it many more times
Fair
before
enough.
I die.
I bought it on DVD. I caught it at the discount section in Walmart, so I just have it.
My man.
One day, DVDs will be phased out and it will be useless, but then it'll just be downloaded into our brains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I still have a VHS player.
Pay $40 a month for Google Brain. Watch all you want.
Google Brain.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
They're gonna steal
Google
that.
royalties.
They're stealing that.
Us.
They're not giving us
Give.
anything.
So,
Give up that dream.
the guy who coined the number Googleplex, Google actually offered him a royalty check to use the word Google. It's so Googleplex, the Google there is spelled differently.
Mm-hmm.
And they offered him like royalties, would be like a certain like penny, like fraction of a penny or something for every search or whatever.
Oh wow.
But dude said no. And so they were like, fuck it, we'll change the spelling, we're gonna do it anyway.
Oh,
so they
no.
changed the spelling, they did it anyway. So now the guy's not a trillionaire.
Right.
But he could have been. And I
Oof.
was like I feel bad about not buying $50 worth of Bitcoin in 2009.
Right.
I couldn't live with myself if I was that guy.
Yeah, no.
Like I would
I'd change my name and move out to a cabin in the woods.
Yeah,
That's rough. I mean, you do you, boo boo, but
I mean, he was a mathematician. I'm sure he probably, has a decent job, but I'd quit my job and just go be homeless because that's what I deserved at that point.
you could have had everything.
Literally.
But what's your favorite bad movie though?
Oh, favorite
Like,
bad movie.
bad movie.
No, was not prepared for that question.
Uh-huh.
Like favorite legitimately bad movie or favorite movie people just love to hate?
Pick one.
Okay.
Or both.
Crap. Favorite bad movie.
Mine's easy.
Oh yeah, what's yours?
Green Lantern.
Oh.
Yep.
If anybody doubted the size of your balls, they don't even. It takes a man, like a man's man, to admit they like that movie.
It's a bad. Oh, I like it. I do. It's a bad movie.
It's terrible,
The
but
CGI is bad. Like all of it's bad. Even Ryan Reynolds is like not
Yeah.
proud of that movie.
yeah, no.
But Green Lantern's one of my favorites, and it was the first like attempt to get him into the universe,
Right.
and I was hyped for it. I was ready.
Oh yeah, same.
And
I was really excited.
I bought into the hype, and yeah, I still watch it sometimes. Not often, but every once in a while I'll pop that in. Like I haven't been severely disappointed lately. What we can do about that?
Right? Okay. Man, favorite bad. Oh man. Okay. So oh wow. Sorry guys, thinking really hard right now.
I'm gonna be real honest with you though. Like most of what movie wise that I've watched lately,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean within the last 10 years, has all been part of a series.
Right.
So like the Marvel universe and Harry Potter, but I mean I've been watching that since I was a kid.
Oh yeah,
Uh, that kind of thing.
right on.
I watched Prey the other day.
I really want to see that. I haven't like okay for somebody who has access to basically all the streaming services I've
You use none
seen.
of them.
Yeah, I use nothing.
Right. No, I wasn't even a Predator fan. Like I think the character is cool, or the race of characters is cool,
Hmm.
but never even been a fan. But the movie, for somebody who's completely devoid of much knowledge aside from the basics
Hmm.
on those creatures, it was a good movie. Felt rushed a little bit, but I think it was well done.
Fair enough. Um, so I'm gonna cheat a little bit.
Go ahead.
So you brought up Predator.
Mm-hmm.
So my favorite bad movie
Is it the
is
Predator?
no.
Oh,
Um, it's gonna be either Alien versus Predator.
ooh, that one's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, um, or Police Academy 6, I think.
Whoa.
City Under Siege, whichever one that is.
Okay.
Um, terrible cop movie, great comedy.
Okay.
It like I don't even know if you can call it a bad movie question mark. I'm not really sure, but it was like I haven't seen it in a little bit. I'll probably watch it again pretty soon now
All right.
that
Fair
I've
enough.
thought about it. But I've watched that movie several times. Alien versus Predator was just gratuitous.
Okay. Yeah. Well, of course.
Um,
Early 2000s crossover movie.
yeah, it
Mhm.
was just it was just there as an exhibition of alien versus alien violence,
Mhm.
and with a little bit of lore breaking humanity thrown in.
Ah, okay.
So yeah,
Mhm. Alien versus Predator. Freddy versus Jason came out around then too.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Also bad.
Also bad.
Also bad.
Um, one movie that I've not seen that I always meant to watch was Jason X, which is Jason in space,
Yeah.
because that just seems so out there that it had to be fantastic.
I accidentally watched a good chunk of that movie. I want to say 30 to 45 minutes. Never been a huge fan of the basic horror genre anyway.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I caught it. The costume's cool.
Yeah.
That's about what I've got to say for that one.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. Um, so you mentioned that you pretty much only watched series
It's not on
movies
purpose.
lately,
Yeah, but it's like
just kind of accidentally.
it's the next iteration of a story that I've been following up to a point, and it's like, ooh, let's get to that.
Right on. What's your favorite movie based on a video game? Because now I'm just like in the mindset of bad movies. So
Right. Oh,
that's
okay.
that's
This
where
is the
that's
trip we're
that's where
taking.
you go
Yeah.
when you're talking about bad movies. Is movies based on video games.
Movies based on video. I haven't watched very many, man. Honestly, like I saw ads over the years for like Prince of Persia, and
Mm-hmm.
was there an Assassin's Creed movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. No,
Not in
generally
Bossing say, but
generally when I see an ad for a video game movie, I'm like, I'm not a lot of hope for that.
yeah, no, you generally
Tron
you can just skip it.
Legacy was visually beautiful.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I can't speak to the movie at all. I don't remember anything about it really. I watched Ready Player One. That was fun for like the cameos and stuff. But
Right.
again, I can't say I recall anything from the movie.
Okay.
Ender's Game. I did watch that. That's not a video game, but it's made to look like a video game.
Yeah. Yeah, it is made to look like a simulation.
Mhm.
Mario Brothers movie.
Oh,
Did you see that one?
like way back?
Yeah.
I'm sure I did, but I'm 31 now, Billy. You
Okay, that's fair. Man. So, or movie based on a video game that actually didn't suck.
Okay.
List is short.
Right.
But Uncharted. If you haven't seen Uncharted,
Really?
that
Okay.
actually was pretty decent. Like, not mind-blowingly great, but
Right.
like it was so much better than it should have been.
Sure.
I'll watch it again.
Okay.
Um,
Very cool.
That's kind of these days. That's kind of how I judge whether or not something was good,
Mm.
is whether or not I'll watch it again.
Yeah.
Um, it, but yeah, it was actually even just judging based on like cinematic critiquing.
Mm.
It really wasn't terrible.
Mm. Mm.
It was pretty good.
Speaking of like the way you judge movies, I guess I aged quickly because it's got to be pretty stupendous for it to impress me. Like, and I don't. The movie doesn't have to be great for me to enjoy it,
mm-hmm.
but I mean, Marvel hooked me for a solid decade at least,
Right.
and
Yeah.
then, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm starting to fall out of favor with some of the newer stuff they're putting out.
Yeah, the magic's kind of worn off a little bit on a couple of
Well,
the newer
they're
installments,
doing some
but
strange things. I've got high hopes for Wakanda Forever.
yes,
I think that'll be a clincher. Like that might keep me in the running with them. But Love and Thunder was absolutely terrible.
Love and Thunder is an absolute shite Thor movie.
It yeah.
Um, if you took Thor's name off of it,
Uh-huh.
it would have worked fantastic as a comedy.
Right.
And so, and I actually read this thing where somebody pitched the idea that Thor 3 and 4 are, but especially 4,
Mm.
is actually actually just the events being retold by Korg. Like
Okay.
he's recounting the events to children
Mm.
and to Asgardian children, and
Mm.
so everything's embellished and ridiculous because that's how he's making it.
Okay.
And I would be perfectly on board with that
Uh-huh.
if they made the reveal and were like, yes, this is what happened. This is why
Right.
this is why Love and Thunder is this way.
Right.
Here's what actually happened.
Right.
Like, give us a quick rundown of,
Yeah, I'd accept it.
like,
I'd take it.
yeah.
I want to see the real,
I want to
but
see, yeah, I want to see a truly dramatic,
because Gore the God
yeah,
Butcher was supposed to be,
so heavy, like
yeah,
top tier.
right.
He wasn't like,
No,
okay, Christian Bale did a fantastic job.
playing the role he was given for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. Like, even though Chris Hemsworth was in full himbo mode most
Yeah.
of the time, like he kept that just,
Nobility.
yeah, that gravitas.
Yeah.
He did a very good job.
Mhm.
But the character and Christian Bale and his performance did not get the fair shake they deserved from
No.
the rest of the movie.
No, at minimum he should have had more screen time than he did, because he kidnapped children. That was kind of screwed up, but he wasn't terrifying.
Yeah, he kidnapped children and accidentally killed one god.
Right. No,
Um,
he should have been on par, in my opinion, with Thanos.
yeah,
We should have seen way more of him, and he should have been way more threatening.
yeah. I mean, realistically, I feel like he could easily stand toe to toe with Thanos. Maybe even like without the Infinity Stones. I mean, Thanos couldn't touch him. I don't think.
No, I agree. The
But
goats, though,
easily the best part of the whole movie.
man. If it was, yeah, if they went ridiculous with it, with the whole movie, but the goats made it. The goats are the reason I finished it.
Yeah,
for being honest.
yeah. That was my wife's favorite part of the movie.
Yep.
Now if it would have had the tone of the first 2 Thor movies,
Mm-hmm.
like if it would have been a serious Thor movie and they would have just kept the goats like they were, that would have been the perfect little comedic like relief.
Yeah.
And it would have been beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why Thor has become like the comedy of the Marvel universe. But anyway,
Right.
um,
Multiverse of Madness didn't thrill me like I hoped it would either.
okay, so I liked Multiverse of Madness.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I felt like it needed to be just a bit longer to really explore all of what they were trying to explore.
Mm-hmm.
And it's supplemented a little bit if you've watched like the Disney Plus series,
Sure. Yeah.
especially Loki. Um, So it kind of fills in some of the gaps. But my big thing is I really like Scarlet Witch's character.
Mm.
Um, and so it kind of hurt to finally hit the point where she's now the
Mm.
villain.
Right.
And it was fantastic.
Mm.
I enjoyed it. It just part of it could have been less rushed, but
Mm.
overall I enjoyed it. Not
So
that you have to,
no, no, no. I liked the
but
movie. I guess I just expected more from it. I don't know what I expected either because truthfully, I'm not super well versed in either Doctor Strange or Scarlet Witch,
right.
or the Doctor Strange universe as a whole. I just I don't know what I expect. It was good. They explored some other realms,
Mm-hmm.
and then I don't know where they lost me. It was somewhere around, um, I guess the third eye, where he gets the third eye, or he fights the Sinister Strange, or
Oh yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
Um, Not that I hated it. I don't know. I
yeah.
set expectations. They were not met.
That's fair.
That's on me.
Um, I think one thing that our strange, like 616 Strange,
Mm-hmm.
uh, in the first Doctor Strange movie, he's largely competent and in control.
Mm-hmm.
He felt less so in this movie,
Right.
and I think that's kind of maybe a little bit of what threw me
Mm-hmm.
as well. But
Like the snap really rattled him, I
yeah,
think.
yeah. I mean, dude, he fought in a galactic war. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
and
He
he,
changes you.
yeah. I mean, he was Sorcerer Supreme. He came back like 5 years later, and
And
Butler is now Sorcerer
Sorcerer
Supreme.
Supreme.
Like, no offense to Wong, I love Wong,
Mm-hmm.
but like he felt like the Butler in the first movie,
Mm-hmm.
which anyway.
Mm-hmm.
um it's like if Batman took a 5 year nap and suddenly Alfred's Batman. No, you know what? Bruce would be fine with that.
Have you seen?
No, I've not seen Pennyworth yet. I'm
Okay,
really
I haven't
excited
seen
about it
it yet.
though.
I had no idea it existed until probably a week or two ago, and now I'm might be something to that.
Yeah,
It could be
yeah.
good.
It's like when I saw it, I was like, "What kind of cash grab horse shit is this?" And then I thought about it and I was like, "The right kind of cash
The
grab horse
right
shit."
kind. Yeah, Alfred was a boss, man.
Yeah,
He was fine to sit back and work for Master Bruce.
yeah.
He didn't have to bust his knuckles up quite so much.
Right.
Yep.
Like I remember watching like the animated series, and
Mm-hmm.
like I never thought too much about Alfred. Like he was just a butler.
He was comforting.
Yeah, and then like I never really thought a lot about Bruce or I mean Alfred until like we hit. I don't know. Like I don't know at what point I was just like, he's not a side character. He's a member of the Bat family. Like
Right.
probably the Christopher Nolan movies.
Yeah, I was gonna. That's what I was
Um,
thinking.
a little bit like maybe Batman and Robin. Like way back when,
Oh,
but
okay.
but
Yeah.
definitely the Christopher Nolan movies.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then we hit the animated, or not, sorry, not the we hit uh Gods Among Us, or sorry, Injustice.
Okay. Okay.
We hit Injustice, and in the comics,
Mm-hmm.
Alfred beats the shit out of Superman.
What?
Yeah, so like I don't remember exactly what happened, but basically Alfred got hopped up on this superhuman formula. This
Mm.
and like if I remember right, he like portals in, and Soups had been like beating the shit out of Batman, and Alfred portals in, beats the living shit out of Superman, lectures him about manners the entire time, and just like grabs Superman's head, smashes it into the ground, and then just leaves him there
Like a
and walks off carrying Batman.
true gentleman.
Yeah, and like in his butler suit the whole time, and I'm like, boss. So ever since then,
That's
I'm
the
just
move.
like, whatever love you'll give Alfred, he deserves it.
Absolutely.
But the only Marvel movie recently that I can say that I've been truly like disappointed in was
Mhm.
Eternals.
Yeah.
I didn't, I don't know why, like the back. I think there just wasn't a lot of build up to a celestial busting out of the planet.
Right.
Like it felt like something that should have been maybe a couple of movies.
Right.
I don't know what I don't know what the right formula was, but that wasn't it.
Mm.
Um,
No, that was definitely a forgettable one. Like Star Fox. I remember Star Fox coming in at the spoilers end credit scene, I guess.
yeah, yeah,
And that was I don't know that much about Star Fox. I just know the internet was so stoked on it. So.
right. There was, I mean, it was full of like like hero introductions. Black Knight, Star Fox. Like there was in the Eternals themselves. One of them made it. But spoiler Bob warning. But I don't know. It just didn't wow. I I've got high hopes for Shazam.
Okay.
I really hope that it's enough of this. So, like, did you see the Snyder cut of Justice
Sadly,
League?
no.
I mean, who has 4 hours?
Yeah.
If you get the chance, it's well worth the watch. It's a completely different movie, honestly.
I haven't watched either of them because I heard that without him that the movie sucked, so I never watched it.
So watch the original, so
Okay.
you know how shite it was.
All right.
And then so spend 6 hours. So watch the 2 hours of the 2-ish hours of the original.
All right.
See how bad it was, and then watch the Snyder cut. Completely different. A lot of the same footage, but completely different movie.
Right.
And see how good it is.
Yeah.
And so Black Adam ostensibly still takes place. So they want to get rid of like the DC folks are they're trying to get rid of the Snyderverse, quote unquote. Like
Yeah,
they want to reboot.
I've heard that.
But the Black Adam movie ostensibly still takes place in the Snyderverse, and The Rock has voiced support for the Snyderverse continuing. There's a lot of people who want it. I'm hoping that it's successful enough that they keep the Snyderverse around with Snyder. I mean, with Snyder, helming it. Otherwise, it's not his verse anymore. It's just somebody cheating off his homework. But I really enjoyed what he managed to do with the Justice League movie, and I've got high hopes just for Black Adam on its own, but also for keeping that alive. So if you're listening to this, get out there and watch it. Go 5 times.
But not before you hop on YouTube, like and subscribe. All the videos we put all this work into making.
That's right.
I even considered shaving or at least trimming my beard.
Okay, so I was going to shave and then I didn't.
Yeah.
I will. I'd like to say that I'll shave for the next one, but probably not.
Oh, I'm not. I'm growing out the winter beard, but I was just really hoping that my fine native skin would go ahead and get consistent and uniform hair growth on them.
No. Not so much. Yeah, I don't know. I keep putting effort into podcast and various other life projects and not shaving. So
and the winter months are coming up. So
yeah. I mean, I'm bald all year round.
True.
I shave all year round. So where I work, it's like business casual, quote unquote, dress code, but they had to put up with me wearing a beanie.
Nice.
And I'm just like, what do you want from me? I've got no hair.
Right. How does Amy feel about?
She likes it. She's actually the reason that I grew it back out.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. This is permanent. It's usually a bit more sculpted.
Yeah. Same here.
But she likes it, and so that's why I brought it back.
Good man.
Yeah.
Good man. Reagan hates mine.
She
was into the mustache for a little while.
Oh yeah.
She would probably prefer I bring it back, but I'm a man.
Yeah, manly.
Testosterone.
Woot.
Speaking of winter, though, cold weather. What do you like to rewatch seasonally, especially?
Oh man. Okay. So I mean, no holiday season is complete without The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Touche. Yeah.
There is I don't do it every year, but Hocus Pocus is a favorite. I just recently rewatched Hocus Pocus. About to in the very near future going to watch Hocus Pocus 2. See see if that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. November 5th. Gotta watch V for Vendetta.
Fair enough. Gotcha.
Let's see. Home Alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
What about you?
This time of year always gets me in the mood for Harry Potter.
Oh yeah.
Like, and then that, depending on whether or not I feed that, I'll get into this weird, like, crafty mood where I want to make things from the show.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've taken a shot at butterbeer before. It's not half bad.
Yeah, no.
I can't say that I recall how I made it, so then I'll just try again. But yeah, pumpkin pasties and all that stuff.
Right.
I love pumpkin spice anyway,
Mm-hmm.
so it's just predetermined that a show like a movie like that, with all its magic and whimsy,
Mm-hmm.
gets me in the mood to get in the kitchen and start baking.
Right.
I do love to bake.
So you know how butterbeer is like non-alcoholic, right?
Yeah,
in the Harry Potter world.
we ought to fix that. But it does it does evoke a feeling though. I remember that.
Yeah. At Universal Studios in the Harry Potter theme park there,
Yes.
they sell like things of butterbeer.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as you drink it before it unmixes, it's
Okay.
glorious.
Okay.
Whatever official recipe they use.
Right.
But I went to a wargaming event one time with like, I don't know, 6 other dudes.
Okay.
And from the area, and we were setting up for, I think it was game 2 that day, and my buddy John was like, "Hey, you want some butterbeer?" I was like, "Yeah." And they had mixed up like this big like igloo cooler, like a Gatorade cooler with a spout,
Okay.
full of butterbeer.
Awesome.
And I was like, "Shoot, yeah!" So I get me a big glass and I'm drinking on it, and I'm setting up for game 2, and we're like about to start, and it hits me all of a sudden, like that feeling of shit's alcoholic. And so what it is like, it's like cream soda, vodka, caramel vodka, and something else, some other type of vodka, and then cream soda.
Okay.
And like, it was so smooth. Like, I didn't taste the alcohol at first. And for not being able to taste the alcohol, there was a lot of alcohol. Yeah, it was. Play better that game.
Right. See? There are benefits.
Yeah, so war game tournaments typically have nothing but drunk people.
Yeah.
And I'm always frustrated because I'm like, how can I not beat a room full of drunk idiots? The secret is you play better when you're drunk, when you're wargaming.
That's true.
We need a time. All right.
Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Holiday movies.
Yeah. What about you? What's your, like, what's another holiday favorite?
I do like Home Alone. I haven't watched it in forever. I may kick that off this year.
Yeah.
And this is probably a bit of blasphemy considering internet culture and memeness and whatnot, but I've never seen Die Hard.
Oh, I do watch Die Hard. Well, I watch Die Hard a lot.
Do you?
I mean, I consider it a Christmas movie. It's not seasonal for me quite, but I do list it amongst, like, the first 2 at least amongst Christmas movies.
Okay.
It was part of my Christmas movie marathon last year. 1 and 2. And then I watched 3 for the hell of it.
You're already in.
Yeah. But yeah, you should watch Die Hard.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I should.
I've
been on that.
You know what? I'll sit down. I'll watch Die Hard with you.
Okay. Yeah, let's make a date.
Yeah.
We could review it while we do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. As if it matters, but
it matters so much, David. People want to know what we think.
Our 12 listeners.
You know what?
Dying to know what I think of Die Hard.
I desperately need to fulfill the desires of our 12 listeners.
Oh, honestly, yeah, no, that's what I'm here for. I love that we've got people paying attention.
Yeah, and if you're listening, thank you so much for listening. We know you're friends and family. Mm-hmm. We know you're obligated to do so. but thank you for doing it anyway.
Thank God for guilt.
um, but yeah, those are solid Christmas movies.
What do you what doesn't warrant a rewatch for you? What is a movie that was good but you don't really care to rewatch it?
Hmm. Oh man. Um.
We probably should have posited these questions beforehand.
Like yeah, but you know this way everybody knows that we're genuine about things.
Yep.
uh,
I like to think on the fly.
genuine idiots.
Genuine idiots.
um, nah. So something that was the Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
Same. Yeah, I was that one wasn't even on the radar, but I agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah,
Like I'm glad I watched it, but
yeah,
nah,
yeah.
I
I
got it.
I haven't seen the second one again yet.
Uh-huh.
I want to, but I don't expect to.
To be wowed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, like I expect, like I hope it's on par with the first one. I
Mm-hmm.
hope that it's not terrible,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think I'm going to make a habit out of watching it.
No, they're gonna need to impress me a little bit more. Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik was solid though.
Surprisingly,
Yeah.
like I was like, he's real thin.
Yeah.
Why is
Right.
Robotnik so thin?
I love him. I've loved Jim Carrey since I was a kid though,
Yeah,
and he still holds up.
he does eccentrics so well.
Oh yeah. Oh, I mean, I feel like part of it is a contributor is the bipolar disorder
Yeah,
because he plays wild characters very well,
yeah,
and it seems easy for him to get into that.
yeah, and I don't think that he even knew that much about the character or even necessarily liked the property.
Probably not.
But nevertheless, it was his interpretation,
Mm-hmm.
and on a lot of things, I'm a purist. Like I've got
Mm-hmm.
a real stick at my butt about changing things.
Right.
Um, uh, and I mean even like the Lord of the Rings movies,
Mm-hmm.
the masterpieces that they changed things, and it bothers me.
Yeah.
But you know, his Robotnik, while not the Robotnik that I expected or that I would have put on the screen, I still enjoyed.
No, I think he did really well.
Yeah,
Personally, like his whole demeanor when he first gets off the plane,
yeah,
like that was his moment to set the tone, and he nailed it, in my opinion.
yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what were you thinking as far as something that you've seen that was good enough, but you have no desire to see it again? Like you seem to have things that you were like that were on your radar that you were thinking about.
Man, I'm a pretty good actor, huh?
Yeah. Damn.
No,
My BS meter didn't go off.
Any Nicholas Sparks movie, as much as I hate to say it,
Nicholas Sparks.
he's a romance writer.
Oh, okay.
Dear John.
Okay, I got you.
That style of movie. They are good movies. I have to be drugged through broken glass to watch them,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll watch them, and they're good. The movie's good. Not making a trip back down there.
That's fair.
I'd rather not.
That's fair. Um,
What do you want to watch? What is not necessarily something new, but like a movie you've heard of or meant to get to but you haven't gotten to? Because I've been looking for something with a little more story,
okay.
and I've got a couple on my list, and literally just a couple. There's a few more that I heard of and then forgot the names of, but so for me, Big Fish. I've
Okay.
heard really good things about that movie.
I'm not familiar.
So the synopsis that I heard was that this kid, he's a kid, and his
Right.
dad goes away for work,
Mm-hmm.
and when his dad comes back, he tells these just these ridiculous, outlandish stories. And the kid kind of thinks he's a liar, but then apparently, like his stories, some of them gain validity later
Mm-hmm.
on. Uh, and I've just heard really good things about that movie. I do want to put the time in and watch that. And then there's one called Whiplash. I think it's called Whiplash, where this kid wants to join a drum line, and he gets really put through the ringer. I don't know enough about it to really talk about it, but I've
Right.
heard that it's a fantastic movie.
Okay.
What do you got?
Um, man, so Prey.
Mm-hmm.
Prey's probably my number one thing right now number one movie that I really want to watch that I haven't watched. It's one of those that I want to be able like I'm halfway through day shift.
Okay.
But like I want to be able to sit down and just watch Prey like all the way through. I don't want to do it in bits and pieces and be distracted and stuff.
Right.
I want to actually get to watch it. So there's that. I still haven't, and I've been told it's a dumpster fire. I still have not watched Morbius. I want to watch Morbius.
Yeah, you should.
Just so I know how bad it is.
Fair.
But
It's bad.
It's bad.
Watch it, but it's bad.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nothing else is popping to mind. I'm drawing a heckin' blank.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. There was I feel like there was something else that I've been wanting to see recently that I haven't, but I can't think of what it is.
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe it's time for the credits to roll on this episode then.
I mean, maybe. Apparently, I've exhausted my IQ points for today.
Oh, well, that's too bad because we got another one to go, bud.
Whoa.
Yeah, maybe we didn't want to tell the listeners, but scheduling's a little screwy, so sometimes we got to double up.
Yeah, guess what? I can edit it out.
Hey, that's the magic of you being the wizard behind the keyboard.
Yeah. So I'm Billy.
David.
This has been Geek Yourself.
Thanks for watching, guys, or listening, but you should watch.
You should. Just as hopefully by the time this airs, I will have gotten all that up.
Fair enough.
But yeah, peace out, guys.